Hey everybody, it's Last Robokai here, and it's time for some more Command Championship in Fate Samurai Remnant. And this time we're doing the Assassin path, so it's the last one. It's Dorothea and Assassin taking on everything, which also means this will be... we finally see what happens when we get all those statues together and put them down. So joining me for this moment of realization is, of course, Cool Guy.
This is the big mystery that I'm frickin' curious about. You've been dropping all sorts of hints over it. I can't friggin' imagine like what extra nonsense is going on. I'm sure it'll be ridiculous.
Game's been pretty good about giving us little extra bits and pieces as time has gone on, and so it's time for them to just throw their entire hand out and just give us the last of the fun stuff, and that's going to be happening in this episode. Though the ultimately fun stuff, I'll be showing off a little bit later. So let's get stuck straight in.
Away we go!
Last one, Dorothea and Assassin. He's way taller than that. He's crouching down for the photo.
He's a jackass, but he can be polite when it comes down to it.
That or he's lifting her. It's hard to say.
That sounds cuter. That's my preference.
Well, she does ride around on his shoulder when they come up into the arena sometimes.
今ので説明になっているとでもあまりの情報の足りなさに開いた口が塞がらなかっただけじゃないまったく
Dorothea is another one of these types who don't really understand boss.
She's used to being in control as a noble. Like that's one of the most genuine responses I've seen so far.
と言っても
That's also a pretty genuine response too.
Jesus Christ, she's got him nailed.
You evidently understand perfectly.
And then with zero shame will obviously take everything at face value.
One of my business partners always gives me like an Argentinian saying whenever I'm halting on eating at the dinner table. He just looks at me and says, "The man with no shame will never die of hunger," and that's absolutely boss.
Assassin has already figured out something is going on, like before we've even gotten started.
Already scouted.
He's just like, things are gonna get stupid, don't worry about it.
This sucks. This is gonna suck ass. Well, for most people. It'll probably be hilarious for me. Honestly, the fact that she's figured out early on that there's way more to this than anybody is saying puts her like 3 or 4 steps ahead of most of the other teams.
Yeah, literally everybody else is going, "A wish granted, yay!" And, like, you know, popped their arms up and down, gotten very excited, and she's just going, "What's going on here?"
She's like, "There's no way this is as simple as it's being given to us."
では第一の試合を開始する
This is an interesting location considering the amount of time Dorothea's people spent time trying to get into this place to find information out.
Yeah, no joke.
何? まさか興味でも?
The translation of Assassin's grunt as a foolish question is a good one, but like there's a lot of dismissal that comes with that I feel like doesn't quite survive the translation into English. Like that was like he might as well have flicked his wrist and not said anything at all. That's how rude and dismissive he was there. And in his defense, like she was teasing him, and she deserved it.
ただの失せ物探しであれば造作もないが甘いわ間抜けめ 俺は試合と言ったぞ。宝物を求める者、貴様らのみと思わぬことだ。宝は一つ、求めるは二組。つまり
早い者勝ちということね。
しかり。あえて若旦那らしく言うならば。
Or at least these two can converse on merchant matters.
It's funny because most of the other teams that we've come across are just ridiculously ill-equipped for a scavenger hunt, but these two are just like, yeah, no, this is totally my bag.
私たちは何を探させられるの？
こたび、貴様らが求めるべき宝物は星々よりきらめき、太陽よりまばゆき超一品、極限たる俺の黄金像だ。
Ah, he says it wonderfully every time.
三千たる輝きを
Every time.
He has so much fun with this. And that freaking laugh. I need to rip that laugh out at some point and make that a voice or like an audio bind in our Discord.
では解くゆけ。
いざ参らん。トレジャーハント。
Oh, okay.
I believe this is the first time we've actually seen these two as the treasure hunting team opponents.
宝はこちらと見たり。
Well,
And it's getting very Scooby-Doo in here. we probably should have saved our reference from the intro of last stream for this one, but you know,
good lord.
they're heading to the malt shop.
I appreciate that. That if you close your eyes and tilt your head, Samson's grunts could be heard as yoinks.
たどっていけば黄金像は見つかるはず。とはいえ、急がないとね。
So yeah, this caught me a little by surprise when we first did it, but it's a good way for the game to demonstrate it. We're not just doing a little wander around from one point to the other. The game is actually going to be making us run for it. There is a time limit for each of the traces, and you sort of have to start over if you don't get there in time.
Wow. Okay.
So, little checkpoint race. They decided to do something just a wee bit different. I didn't realize this at first. I was like, okay, all right.
I mean, that I suppose that makes sense because like these two are supposed to be the ones who are best in tune and doing this properly. So if you're role playing them properly, you're like hunting it down.
But yeah, as you can see, I took too long because I sort of just wandered off in a different direction and then came through. So I ended up working out. I got to show everyone how the mechanic works.
All right, sure, why not?
このまま痕跡を追うわ。
just something a little weird and a little different.
That's kind of neat.
こんなところにも怪異なんて。
手間をかけてはおれんな。
I wonder if that timer keeps ticking down while you're in a fight.
It does not.
塵も残さぬ。
It's a very short timer, to be honest. So anyway, I mean, it wouldn't matter if it did have a time limit. We sorted that problem.
残滓が消える前に行くわよ。
I was gonna say like there are a couple of games that do things like that, and I've always kind of appreciated those sorts of design foibles because they're really gutsy. But I understand why games don't do it anymore because it also feels really bad to the player. Like there's one particular Super Nintendo game I remember called SOS, which is just like you're on a cruise ship that's sinking. Okay, hey Samson, and you have to run around, trying to figure out a way to escape and saving other survivors and blah blah blah. And there is a hidden timer on the game that is something like 42 minutes, give or take about 6 minutes, and you can't see it. So like if you want to get the good ending, you have to keep moving. And unless you've got your own stopwatch going, you're never entirely sure how much time you actually have.
Sneaky. Also, Dorothea and her arachnophobia kicking up again.
And once again, Assassin giving her shit for it, calling her princess. Wow. Feels like Assassin does more damage than I remember, but I probably just don't remember.
It feels like he is hitting a lot harder for this one. But it also sort of helps that attack. It usually only hits once, but when the enemy is large enough, it will hit twice. Smaller enemies will usually miss the second or the first hitbox, depending on how far away or close they are.
そうならないよう急いで。それと一応言っておくけれど。
Yeah, I can't forget that particular barb.
We're back on track.
この先ね、すぐに見つかるといいのだけれど。
Keep hustling.
I kind of appreciate this weird little checkpoint race thing.
It is a nice little bit of mechanical storytelling. Like everybody else, it didn't really matter because everybody else was more or less relying on investigation or pure luck. They're relying on their native skills.
まったくつまらない真似を払うわよ、アサシン。
This is exactly his idea of fun. Well, that's the end of the trash.
Yeah, it's a good way to open every fight with that.
Good lord.
Yeah, anyway, is quite the beast. Well, he wanted more of it, apparently.
Just go down, dude.
And poison too.
Alright, game over.
Give him a squiggly tickle, and we're off.
はあ、と一息ついてはいられないわね。進みましょう、アサシン。
Alright, there we go.
Just you know, reminiscing as we go through these different points. You know.
また外れ。ここではないみたい。
This is where we did deck collection.
二人ともどいてどいて。また今度はこちらのバーサーカー。
They've somehow managed to not stop for Udon.
We don't know that.
Maybe the Udon is why they're able to run that fast. They're just still high on Udon.
見守っておいた方が良かったわね。どうかさっさと倒してしまいましょう。
Well, can't do my usual thing, but that's okay because we've got our unusual thing.
Your usual opener doesn't matter when you become Snake Mech. Get up! I fucking dare you!
Must be quite the experience to think you're the largest dog in the fight, and then this happens.
You just tell the Soul Eater, you thought you were the big league Chew, but no, you are the baby school.
It's Assassin invoking the sheer raw power of Ibuki. It's like not what you really expect from Assassins. Assassins typically are just sort of tricky technique kind of characters. Like Fate Stay Night, aside from the from the Phantom Assassin, there's also like a proper assassin that takes part in some of the more correct paths, and he is one of the Hashashin, one of the Hassans.
Like the historical Hashashin.
Yeah, and in fact, a lot of assassins in a lot of the animes and other things are, one of them.
Dorothea, 宣告のやられたとは。
That you've been chasing your tail? Yeah. I couldn't help but notice that you were looping back on yourself a couple of
わざと
times.
町のあちこちに仕掛けてあった。そうでなければすぐに見つけられたわ。黄金像へと一直線に向かってね。
なるほど。さような気はしておったが。
気づいていたなら言いなさい。散々無駄足を。
Until you were sure there was nothing to be gained from it.
アサシン？
思惑にあえて乗ったものとばか。
You overestimate me.
とうとうたどり着いたわ。目的のもの。
I think out of all of them, these two have the surprisingly the nicest banter.
They have a lovely chemistry, which makes it really tragic that they don't get along better.
ちょっと待ちなさい。象の元へとたどり着いたのは私たちが先よ。
Very odd couple. I was sitting here looking for a proper equivalency.
とすれば私たちにもチャンスはあるんじゃないかしら。
よかろう。では我が一足飛びで抱えてこよう。
あ、そう来る？そっか。バーサーカー殿、櫓を倒してしまいましょう。
Honestly, I was expecting her to say, "Hey, Berserker, just fucking sling me up there with a fastball special."
さすがバーサーカー、隠蔽の意識がまるでない。
I can absolutely see Musashi being down with that.
おっと、その声は出たわね。
この勝負、確かにアサシン陣営が宝物のもとに先にたどり着いた。だがまだ勝負は決まっておらぬという。
This is one of the more believable arguments that he has for changing the rules, but at the end of the day, we all know that Boss is doing it just to be a dick anyway.
Yeah.
我が宝を欲する者はそれにふさわしい気骨を示すのだ。己の力を振り絞って戦い。
He hasn't even done speaking yet.
He has not even finished talking. Musashi is fucking drawing her katanas. It's
She
incredibly
fucking knows
on point.
exactly where this is going.
So I always say the visual storytelling of this game is never not on point. Like, it is subtle, but it is always really, really good.
It's like there's so much love put into that sort of thing. I always appreciate it.
It's an understanding of the characters too, because it's not like Musashi is a character that just popped up for this game. She has a long history in Fate Grand Order, and they've nailed her perfectly. They've nailed her mannerisms perfectly. It's so good.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Samson is still just absolutely terrifying every time I see him moving, because I know he can move really fast when he wants to, and every single one of his attacks hits like a goddamn train.
We're gonna have to put up with them a bit, but that's okay.
100 fists,
I think
basically.
Musashi actually ran into that one, because I swear she wasn't there earlier.
That also sounds like something she'd do. Okay, yeah, you broke Samson's guard. It's really nice of them to line up for you like this.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
We're in
That
trouble.
was that was a good 20% of your health right there.
Yeah, he's just still going. It's like, stop. Stop.
Dude. Like, honest, you might have missed that attack, but it was worth it just to get out of the way of Samson going absolutely ham sandwich.
Yeah, needed to move. Also, getting very low on health.
Yup, like, they start, like... I just finished saying it's really nice that they're not doing that weird working together thing that they did, and then all of a sudden they started doing that weird working together thing that they do. Yeah.
That's okay, because now I've got working
Alright,
together with my giant pile of snakes.
Just fall over and don't try to dodge away. You're gonna make this more difficult for all of us.
Yeah, just please let me slap you with snakes for 10 years. Okay,
Yeah,
hello, welcome back, Simpson.
Yeah, he wriggled away from there for a minute. I was curious if he was gonna try to rejoin. Definitely on character point for him to try to charge back in when there's a giant fucking mecha just stomping around everywhere.
Well, he didn't care so much when we were throwing, when they were throwing boats at him. So.
I was genuinely terrified. Samson winding up there.
Well, that's alright. We got snake pit. We got snake throw.
Just go down, dude. Yup, he got one more really good hit in. It was one hit, and it was 600 health. Breathing a lot easier with him down, though, I'll tell you that right now.
I think Dorothea actually activated her Musashi's guard attack there.
Came out awfully fast.
Go on, hit it.
Please hit that. Oh, God.
Yeah, she zipped.
Well, she wasn't fooled.
I think she just landed on it. I think she just landed on it.
Oh, I'm terrified. Yup.
Bye, Dorothea.
Don't bother getting up.
Boink.
Oh. That was very well scouted on your part. I was expecting you to just get flattened there. I would have been.
100% in my head when I did. I was like, I'm glad I caught that on recording. Because that looked cool.
I would have just gotten smashed.
Well, I'm sure Dai will be really happy you guys don't smash a tower. No.
You were actually pretty close. Like the way that worked out, that is not Dayu just saying something.
いても立ってもいられなくなっちまって若旦那さんに頼んでね何にもできなくてもせめて声を届けたくてさそれじゃ3人で帰るよそういうこと高尾太夫戦闘能力のあるマスターではないのね
It is sort of telling that Musashi and Samson did such a good job running interference that right up to pretty much almost to the very end of the actual, ritual, most people didn't even realize Dayu was not a, master or, in terms of being able to, fight or cast magic or anything. They could not figure out who the hell the master was.
Yeah, those two just kept smashing things up so noisily, you never had the time to ask questions like that.
Yeah, the only people who knew were, obviously, the Sushi Mikado, because, you know, of course he would figure things out like that. He's supposed to be the observer as well as a participant. And sorry, Dorothy is just sort of annoyance. And
Boss
you know,
just not having it.
and Iori and Saber got to know because obviously Musashi trusted them, so they got allowed into the fold. But really, aside from that, I don't even think Zheng got to find out. I think Musashi played him pretty arm's length.
Yep, I think that is correct.
Even though they work together.
次戦はいよいよこの闘技場で行う。開始の時まで観覧席にて身を休めておけ。
Oh boy. Well, we've got our golden statue.
時がないか。ああ、そうだ。先に授けた黄金像だが。
It's not only super amazing,
舐め回すだけが使い道では。
but it has bendable knees.
どう使うの？
So you can pose him.
Also, kung fu punch action.
No, he'd never unfold his arms. But you know, you can pose him like he's sliding along the carpet on his knees.
Like when your dog has something wrong with their butt and they start scooting along the carpet.
I don't think Gil would scoot. If he had a problem with his butt. He would declare very loudly he had a problem with his butt and that someone needed to fix it. And he would tell them that they should be honored to fix the king's butt. Mongrels drag their bums on carpets. Kings drag their butts on the mongrels.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds exactly like something he'd say.
合流できて何よりです。敵のマスターを探っていたところ、
So this is
Oh,
interesting.
really?
小説なる人物。お嬢様、お耳を拝借します。かの者。なんですって？
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is this basically the homunculus reveal?
製造者である魔術師は、ワインツベルンの技術を。
The Ironsburns, who have been a big part of the Fate Stay Night franchises, you know, Holy Grail Wars, Fate Zero, things like that.
試合で当たることがあれば。
The masters of the making of homunculus. Not the only makers of homunculi, but the best ones at it.
Right. The gold standard.
Yeah.
Now, where's that pedestal?
Oh, it'll be up that ramp. Because remember, these two
Okay.
have a climbing animation as well.
吉原に十津国の門を送り込んできたのはあんたかい？は本当に難しいんだ。町をめちゃくちゃにするのだけは勘弁しておくれ。
The word she actually used there was not unique, it was difficult.
Yeah.
けれど、あなたも義に参じた以上、覚悟が足りないのではなくて？
It's a fair translation because of like she's still being extremely tactful with all of the things she could have said with how clearly pissed off she is on the matter. But like I feel like it's worth saying that her word there, the word she used, literally meant difficult.
I can't believe sailors in a foreign port have misbehaved.
That has
Shocked
never
Pikachu
happened
face.
before in the history of humanity.
God,
Truly awful.
my sister, like, for a time, lived in Darwin, which is like, you know, very, like, you know, northern pointed city in Australia. And there was a naval base there, and the American soldiers would sometimes make port there, and Darwin would spend a good few weeks cleaning up afterwards, as well
that sounds
as...
about right.
And the police would spend a few weeks cleaning up afterwards.
Also sounds correct.
The ones that the American Navy didn't immediately put back on their boats and sent off. Also,
Oh lord.
江戸の各地に隠されし7つの我が黄金像、そのすべてを貴様らは見事に捧げてみせた。ご苦労だったな。褒めて使わす。 無論褒美も用意してやる。今すぐにでもくれてやろう。
Less bated breath and more horrified anticipation.
なあ、こたびの褒美は無二にして至高の一品。真にふさわしきものでなくば渡すわけにはいかん。とまあそういうわけだ。覚悟は
That fucking background, oh my lord.
慶安親善試合番外雑種査定試合を開始する。神明をとして俺を楽しませるがよい。
And this is an actual proper boss fight.
Oh,
Multiple
shit.
shells and all.
Rock and roll.
Cowabunga it is. We are facing down boss with Assassin.
Oh man. He's even got he's even got a special shell.
I love how he's like, oh, you've got snakes about you. Because of course in the story of Gil, he found the secret to immortality, but while he was deciding to have a bath, a snake imbibed the. I don't know if it was elixir. It was something, and basically the snake ate it, and so that's why snakes are said to shed their skin as to rejuvenate their youths and everything like that. So obviously Gil would be like, "Fuck you, snake."
Fuck you, snake. I like the idea of there being like a Metal Gear Solid and Fate crossover where Gil runs into all of the snake code names and is just not fucking having it. He doesn't want to listen. He's just, all of you assholes think you're snakes. I think you're all dead. Well, you're at least the mecha is putting a real dent in his armor.
Yeah, the boss fight is still tweaked for your characters who are probably very much not nearly as strong. So for those wondering, you only really need to do this once. I will be doing a separate video once the Kane Command Championship is finished that will show off me doing this fight with every character.
I think I'm especially looking forward to the Rider one.
Yes.
Wait, can you fight him as a Buki Doji?
Yes.
Out damn standing. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Also looking forward to that one.
Yep. There's an Ibuki Doji fight as well. Like, everybody gets a go. You can even do it as well as Iori and Saber, and I will be showing that off because I have unique dialogue. We've done it with them before, but we've had less of a toolkit, so.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it as Ibuki Doji because Ibuki Doji's hitbox is so freaking big. She's still just as fast as everybody else, so ostensibly you should be able to dodge Gate of Babylon just as easily as anybody else. But still, man, she's so big.
Yeah. The plus side, at the very least, is we still do have our crowd meter, so once you get that to 120, which is obviously you will be able to do because you will be doing a lot of shell breaking, you'll be doing a lot of affinity skill using, if you're daring, you can get some ripostes off. Though I generally don't recommend it for boss. Like, I always find his being in close range with him to be a bad idea. I always think it's better to just, hit him when he's green.
I do appreciate that real distinction between the boss fight and the other fights we see you do here. You usually have a couple of really clutch reposts that make things go a lot faster. With boss, you don't do that. You stay the hell away from him anytime he's in the middle of doing something, because he is about to ruin your life.
You treat him the same way you would an archer fight, because technically that's his regular class.
Right as I finished saying that.
But yeah, there was a little dialogue piece in there that I thought was very sweet, which is Dorothea basically saying, "I would really rather just like leave right now, but like this is for my family name, will not allow it." And Assassin's like, "No, I know you can do this. Show me you can do this. Prove my faith in you is not misplaced." I just thought that was a very touching sort of comment just to come out of him abruptly like that.
It's again like it's really a pity that the two of them don't get along better.
I think the thing is Assassin, like as I've said before, I always felt like Assassin's decision to like do what he did to Dorothea was because he believed in her ability to do it, but believed that she was going about it the wrong way and holding herself back, and that he just couldn't think of another way to do this aside from like giving her that insane push that he ended up going for, which like incomprehensible to think he would do that. But then again, he is semi-divine, and they are incomprehensible.
Yeah, and the other like the part to it that I read is simply that yes, I can see that particular aspect of it, but precisely because Assassin is a very good planner and is semi-divine, I can't see how he wouldn't have the foresight to see that ultimately this was going to screw over Dorothea and deny her everything that she wanted. And apparently he didn't really care about that. Like he was just like, you know what? It's more important to teach her a lesson, which doesn't really sound very friendly to me.
Yeah, but just remember, as Jason once said, the only thing worse than getting the ire of a god is getting their appreciation and interest.
Hmm. まあよしとするか。こたびはこれまでよ、雑種ども。では牢に見合いし至高の褒美をくれてやろう。これを励みに残る試合。
So the first thing you unlock is those nodes that you couldn't normally otherwise be doing with the Buki Doji for leveling her up as a rogue servant.
Right.
That's the first thing you get.
何でもありね。ひとまず今は休みましょう、アサシン。
同意。
Yeah, here we go.
So, it just coincidentally, I'm just coming off a really hard day in the gym, for this commentary session. So I heard that fatigue from Assassin in my fucking bones.
The second thing is, we have unlocked a new ability for Iori.
No joke.
Channeling his gems to fire off a Gate of Babylon-esque attack.
Outstanding.
That's not all, though. Something I will show off in the video that comes after we finish off all the Can Command Championship. We'll call it the Can Command Championship wrap-up video. Playable boss.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Playable
that
boss.
is so cool.
He actually becomes a rogue servant. He does not have a rogue servant tree, and he only has one affinity attack, which is Gates of Babylon.
That's all he needs.
He's like they basically say that he's happy to help out, while he wants to, but he's not gonna get too he's not gonna get too attached to you guys.
And he's not gonna get too serious. Whatever.
Oh, just buy some of these.
Just get a giant bomb of boss coins because you beat him up.
Yeah. See, normally we would go straight to the next match, but things got kind of forestalled by the boss fight. It's like whoever they're facing next is like, you guys are kind of, unfortunately, we're out leveled. We've out leveled you. We've had this big amazing fight back there. I'm really sorry.
But you're gassed from it, right? And then there's just like the Anakin Skywalker stare. But you're gassed from it, right?
And then it just cuts to Dorothea and Assassin both eating rice balls.
これより舞台に上がるは晴れて第一の試合の勝者となった2組の主従どもである。いざ活目せよ。
They don't even really announce that you've got access to boss either, which is the really funny part. It's just like you kind of just have to notice it when you look into like your rogue servant gallery. It's just like Oh, there's boss there now. Huh.
ご苦労なことだ。とかく願望機を求めるは雑種の差がというものか。
That was potentially even more backhanded than his introduction of Chiamon.
そしてアサシン、その定めを嘆くがいい。
Never mind. That was absolutely more backhanded than his introduction of Chiamon.
It's like, what do you mean, lamentable destiny? What the fuck?
Oh, good. Yeah, this was already foreshadowed by Giovanni during the intermission.
幸あらんと願う。それを自身の行
Dude, spoilers.
They do place this like there's a very good reason why Assassin and that come last. It's because of this revelation, and if you're playing through your first playthrough but you've got the DLC installed, this particular fight doesn't really become available until this is no longer like a horrific revelation. It's staggered out a lot more. Like each chapter of the K Command Championship is spaced out a lot more.
あら、あなたたちが次の相手？また数奇な巡り合わせもあったものね。
貴殿はアサシンのマスターか。我らの間に因縁などなかったと思うが、数奇な。
My job to put you in a box, and also you stole our big snake.
けれど、あなたという存在は注目に値する。
It's amazing how often they set things up so Dorothea's default expression of a smug grin works out for her.
It's the power of being a mage.
今は願望機をかけて戦う相手。そのことは横に置きましょう。
唯小説。一戦お相手つかまつる。
これはご丁寧に。 時計塔の魔術師コイエット家のドロテアよ。
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
相性はともかく。
A narrowed eye look. That was really well
生
scouted.
きることの葉を持たぬのだろうな。
Oh, game recognizes game.
倒すのは
And you looking pretty familiar there, homie.
いざ勝負。
え？
さて、両陣営とも用意は良いな。反則なし、場外以外何でもありの大勝負。第二の試合を開始する。
All right then.
魔術師としてあなたは看過できない存在。
I'm a little sad that they didn't use Blood Wind for this one like they did for most of the other fights. Like shortly after our last episode, I went and found the OST on YouTube and listened to Blood Wind about 45 times in a row. I'm not sorry. It was like that was one of the better decisions I'd made that day.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you've got a good earworm, it's fine to let it borrow wind. Alright, Yuto. It's time to start.
Yeah,
getting
anyway,
slapped.
time to just sort of bulldoze our way through this.
It's alright, Yi. I'll get to you eventually.
The frickin' tankiest controls trying to work your way back over to UA. There you go.
Really fun Noble Phantasm, in all honesty. Like at first I was like, yeah, but I could just get an ability that just does damage, and then it's like playing the game more for playing the game. I'm being help!
Excuse
help!
you?
Help! I'm being vacuumed.
Excuse you? Okay.
This is
Time to
the
go.
way I just
Time
sort of-
to go.
I just abruptly turned then. I forgot that was the thing that I did. Okay, you need to stop chasing me. This
Yeah,
immediate
like
instant.
you need to relax. Okay, that's perfect. Now you can knock out Yui. Yui. Why am I having so much trouble pronouncing her name? Jesus.
That's the last name anyway. Just call Shisetsu. Yeah, the pauldron cannon never fails. And she goes.
There you go. There it is. I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, this is the repost. This is the repost. There's the ticket. Boy, the shoulder cannons come out awful fast, huh?
Yeah.
There's the ticket.
Not an easy foe to face. But somewhat interestingly, no sassy bullshit happened this time.
Huh.
It's just a
Just
straight
saving
match.
it up for later.
ここまでか。すまぬライダー。あと一歩及ばなかったようだ。
由小説。その戦闘能力も含めてやはり興味深いわ。それにライダー。あなたのその鎧には一体何が秘められているのかしら。
Teen problems.
Assassin, do you know? I ain't said. Assassin just looks away. I ain't telling.
へえ。
ドロテア殿、何のよしあって。
何をグダグダと話しておる。この後も試合が目白押しなのだ。
Also, you're boring me.
これにて第二の試合は
Yeah, do your intel gathering in the stands, you sausages.
残らず観覧席へ戻れ。
これはまた。
Nothing may about it, and you know it, buddy.
やはり抜け出ていたか。まったく余計な手間をかけさせよって。こうなっては。
Yeah, and we'll just get a little bit of conversation out of the way, and then, well, next time in Fate Samurai Remnant, we're going to be having to deal with, you know, Big Sis.
Yeah. Yeah. Much more appropriate now that we've got Assassin here, I suppose.
He did call her older sister before, so there is a recognition. There is a family going on here. Although we do know Assassin was really just a man who got caught in a cave and turned into a snake. God, what a existence. What a story.
Turble. Turrrble.
Berserker has nothing new to say. He actually had the I've already said this dialogue bubble.
Yeah.
Same with these two.
あのライダーを退けるなんて。
Masashi's got the new thing to say.
彼を見てるとあの子を思い出すわ。その身にオロチの死を。
Oh gee, I can't imagine who you might be talking about.
She's actually referring to a character from Fate Granddaughter that she faced in Shimosa, who is actually a descendant of assassins.
Oh.
Of the same clan.
Different than what I thought, actually.
Yeah.
結局。
Maybe we'll, when we have some time, next time, I'll talk about her a little.
随分と深刻な顔をするのね。あなたがそれほどの願いを持つなんて。
英月は譲らぬ。我が身が口をとも。
Mostly because you don't think you've got much of a life after it anyway.
支度は済んだか?
Well, might as well get going.
Off we go then. Well,
Oh.
next time.
Yeah. Next time, we'll be heading in and getting our final finale of the King Command Championship. It's only not the last video of the King Command Championship, but the final, we'll call it story mission. And we'll be getting to see what happens when Dorothea and Assassin get their wish. Because we've seen how, you know, there are different degrees of it. And generally speaking, she hasn't really talked too much about the specifics of her wish, so it should be interesting to see where Dorothea goes on this. So until then, I've been the Last Robokai,
And I have been Cool Guy.
and we'll see y'all next time for some more Fate Samurai Remnant with the finale to the Can Command Championship story. See you next time.